Today we start a new decade. No, we're still in the 2020s, but we start with 1980. 1980 baseball season. Anyway, it starts on January 9th with Al Kaline and Duke Snider being elected into the Hall of Fame by the Baseball Writers Association. February 12th, Board of the Oakland Coliseum and Oakland City Council reject an attempt to buy out the remainder of buy out the retirement of the A's lease at the Alameda Coliseum, blocking an attempt to sell and move the team to Denver. Oof. So March 12th, Chuck Klein and Boston owner Tom Yawkey elected to the Hall of Fame by the Veterans Committee. Yawkey is the first owner that never served as a player, manager, or general manager prior to being the owner. April 9th, Seattle's Mike Parrott wins 8-6 over Toronto. That's the only game he wins all season as he finishes the year 1-16. April 12th, Nolan Ryan makes his first National League start since 1971. He hits his first career home run and last 6 innings as the Dodgers beat the Astros 6-5 in 17 innings. Willie McCovey. Let's try that again. Willie McCovey hits his 521st career and last home run in the 4th inning of San Francisco's 3-2 win over Montreal. He is the second player to hit a home run in 4 different decades. With Willie McCovey, it was the 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, and 1980s. First was Ted Williams in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. So there. June 3rd, Major League Baseball draft is held. Some notables includes future Blue Jay and Kelly Gruber, drafted by Cleveland. Terry Francona, drafted by Montreal. I think Francona ends up managing the Mets and the Red Sox. Yeah, anyways. And Darryl Strawberry is drafted by the Mets in that same draft. July 4th, Nolan Ryan strikes out Cesar Geronimo for strikeout number 3,000. And he ends up with a few more. July 6th, Steve Carlton of Philadelphia becomes the left-handed strikeout king. He finishes this game with 2,836 strikeouts, and he had passed Mickey Lolich, who was sitting at 2,832. August 20th, Detroit retires the number 6 of Al Kaline. He's the first Detroit player to have his number retired. September 18th, Gary Ward hits for the cycle in his 14th game. It's the fewest amount of games in which a player hits his first cycle. And his stands at the record to this day. September 20th, bronze plaque dedicated to Thurman Munson is unveiled. On November 4th, Sadaharu O retires, and when he retires, he finishes with 868 documented home runs. Anyways, American League stats. George Brett of Kansas City finishes the season with a .390 average. Led the majors. Reggie Jackson of the Yankees and Ben Ogilvy of Milwaukee each had 41 home runs, tied for the American League lead. Cecil Cooper of Milwaukee, 122 RBIs, led the majors. Steve Stone of Baltimore, 25 wins, beat out Steve Carlton by 1 win for the Major League lead. Rudy May of the Yankees, 2.46 ERA, led the American League. And Len Barker of Cleveland, 187 strikeouts. Well, somebody else not. Oh, of course, Nolan Ryan was in the National League. Bill Buckner of Chicago, .324 average, led the National League. Mike Schmidt of Philadelphia had hit 48 home runs, led the majors, and had 121 RBIs, behind Cecil Cooper by 1. Steve Carlton of Philadelphia had 24 wins, as I mentioned, 1 behind Steve Stone for the Major League lead. Don Sutton of LA, 2.20 ERA, led the majors. Steve Carlton also had 286 strikeouts, which led the majors. Second summer was Nolan Ryan, probably. Now we do our season standings. American League East, New York Yankees are the division champions. 103 wins, 59 losses. Baltimore was second at 100 wins and 62 losses, 3 back. Milwaukee goes 86 and 76, they're 17 back. Boston goes 83 and 77, 19 back. Detroit goes 84 and 78, 19 back. Cleveland goes 79 and 81, 23 back. And Toronto goes 67 and 95, 36 back. American League West, Kansas City goes 97 and 65, wins the American League West. Oakland goes 83 and 79, 14 back. Minnesota goes 77 and 84, 19 and a half back. Texas goes 76 and 85, 20 and a half back. Chicago goes 70 and 90, 26 back. California goes 65 and 95, 31 back. And Seattle goes 59 and 103, 38 back. National League East, Philadelphia Phillies are your National League East champions with a 91 and 71 record. Montreal ends up finishing with 90 wins and 72 losses, 1 game back. Yeah, won on the last game of the weekend, last game, day of the season. Pittsburgh goes 83 and 79, 8 back. St. Louis goes 74 and 88, 17 back. Mets goes 67 and 95, 24 back. And Chicago goes 64 and 98, 27 back. National League West ended up going to a 1-game playoff between Houston and LA. And it was Houston who prevails. They end up finishing the season 93 and 70. Dodgers goes 92 and 71, 1 back. Cincinnati goes 89 and 73, 3.5 back. Atlanta goes 81 and 80, 11 back. San Francisco goes 75 and 86, 17 back. And San Diego goes 73 and 89, 19.5 back as we go to the American League Championship Series between Kansas City and New York. Kansas City home games are at Royal Stadium, and Yankees home game is at Yankee Stadium, and you'll see why it's just 1. That's game 1 on October 8th in Kansas City, Royals 7, Yankees 2. Game 2 October 9th in Kansas City, Royals 3, Yankees 2. And game 3 October 10th in New York, Royals 4, Yankees 2. Royals sweep the Yankees 3 straight. And this will be the last time the Yankees get swept in the postseason. Dick Howser of the Yankees, Bobby Mercer of the Yankees, Johnny Oates of the Yankees, and Dan Quisenberry of Kansas City, who played in this series, sadly ends up dying of brain cancer later on. Now we go to the National League. Game 1 October 7th. Philadelphia's home games were at Veterans Stadium, and Houston's home games were at the Astrodome. And there's some Game 1 October 7th in Philadelphia. Phillies 3, Astros 1. Game 2 October 8th in Philadelphia. Astros 7, Phillies 4 in 10 innings. Game 3 October 10th in Houston. Astros 1, Phillies nothing in 11 innings. 2-1 for Houston. Game 4 October 11th in Houston. Phillies 5, Astros 3 in 10 innings. 2-2. And Game 5 October 12th in Houston. Phillies 8, Astros 7 in 10 innings. These last 4 games goes extra innings. And it goes to full 5. And then from this series, Tug McGraw and John Vukovic of each of Philadelphia also had died of brain cancer. Sad. Anyways, World Series time. Kansas City versus Philadelphia. Game 1, October 14th in Philadelphia. Phillies 7, Kansas City 6. Game 2, October 15th in Philadelphia. Philadelphia 6, Kansas City 4. 2-game lead for them. Game 3, October 17th in Kansas City. Kansas City 4, Philadelphia 3 in 10 innings. That was a 2-1 series. Game 4, October 18th in Kansas City. Kansas City 5, Philadelphia 3, 2-2. Game 5, October 19th in Kansas City. Philadelphia 4, Kansas City 3. Phillies up 3-2. Game 6, October 21st in Philadelphia. Philadelphia 4, Kansas City nothing. Philadelphia Phillies win their first ever World Series. Figure that out. Tug McGraw ends up striking out Willie Wilson to record the final out at 11:29 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Game 6 is the most watched World Series game in history. Kansas City is the second expansion team to appear in the World Series. And 5 years later, the Royals were the first AL, American League expansion team to win the World Series. And this was the first of 5 World Series to play entirely on artificial turf. So that's 1980. Tomorrow, the 1981 season, the strike split season. Yeah, that strike ended up, I think, going 50 days. So it was, yeah. Until tomorrow, when we deal with that, stay tuned.